Welcome to Honeybee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. My name is Thumas. I never thought those words would come from my wife's mouth. We were sitting in our living room, the same place where we had celebrated birthdays, fought over little things, and made up after arguments, when she looked at me with an expression I could barely read. "I need a break," she said quietly, her voice trembling but firm. The words hung in the air like a thundercloud. At first, I didn't even understand what she meant. A break? What does that even mean when you're married? Marriage was supposed to be about sticking together, even through the hard times. We had promised to face life side by side, and now she was asking to step away from me, from us. I stared at her, trying to process it. A break from what? From me? From the marriage? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. She nodded slowly, looking down at her hands. I need time to figure myself out, she said. Her words felt like knives, slow and deliberate. She wasn't crying. She wasn't screaming. She was calm, too calm, as if she had been thinking about this for a long time. I could feel my chest tighten. "Are you saying you don't love me anymore?" I asked, terrified of the answer. Her eyes softened, but her words didn't make me feel better. "It's not about love. I don't know who I am anymore. I need space to think, to breathe. Please don't contact me for a while. I need this." No contact. Those two words hit me harder than anything else. She wasn't just asking for distance. She was asking me to disappear from her life while she figured herself out. I wanted to fight for us. I wanted to convince her to stay, to work things out, to go to counseling, anything. But something inside me told me to stay quiet. If I begged, I'd only push her further away. So I agreed. I agreed to step back, even though every cell in my body was screaming at me not to. The first few days felt like torture. I kept staring at my phone, waiting for a message, a call, anything. I wanted to know if she missed me, if she was thinking about me. But there was nothing. No text, no call, no signal that she even remembered I existed. I tried to distract myself with work. I run a mid-sized law firm. I'm the CEO. So there was always something demanding my attention. Normally, work was my escape, my safe space. But not this time. Every client meeting, every email, every late-night case review fell hollow. Home was worse. Walking through the empty house felt like walking through a museum of memories. Her coffee mug still sat on the counter. Her favorite sweater was still draped over the chair. The faint smell of her perfume lingered on our bed sheets. It was like she was everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Weeks passed. No word from her. I followed her rules, no contact, even though it was destroying me inside. Then one evening, I got a notification on social media. Her mom had tagged her in a family photo. I froze, staring at the screen. There she was, smiling with her family, looking carefree, happy even. It was like she hadn't just shattered my world. My hands trembled as I stared at that photo. She was with them, laughing, glowing, while I was here drowning in silence. I didn't know whether to feel relieved that she was okay, or furious that she seemed so fine without me. That photo was the first crack in my resolve. It reminded me that I wasn't just losing my wife. I was losing my partner, my future, the person I thought I would grow old with. And that's when I realized, if she could take a break from me so easily, maybe I needed to start thinking about myself too. That night, after seeing her smiling in that photo, I sat alone in my office, staring at my own reflection in the glass window. I looked tired, not just physically, but emotionally exhausted. I realized I had been waiting for her to come back, waiting for her to miss me, waiting for some miracle that would fix everything. But what about me? What about my needs, my pain, my healing? That thought changed everything. The next morning, I woke up early, earlier than I had in months. Instead of sitting around staring at my phone, I put on my running shoes and went for a jog. It wasn't about fitness at first. It was about clearing my head, doing something just for me. I started journaling every night, pouring out everything I couldn't say to her. The anger, the sadness, the confusion, the memories of when we were happy. Day by day, I felt a little lighter. At work, I threw myself into new projects. I expanded the firm's operations, took on 2 new associates, and landed a big corporate client that we had been chasing for months. For the first time in a long time, I felt a sense of pride that wasn't tied to my marriage. And strangely, I started smiling again. Not because everything was okay, but because I was learning that I could still stand on my own 2 feet, even without her. Almost 2 months passed with no word from her. Then, one afternoon, I got a message. "Can we talk?" Just 3 words. But my heart started racing. I didn't respond right away. I stared at that message for a long time, thinking about what to say. The old me, the man from 2 months ago, would have replied instantly, desperate to know what she wanted. But this new version of me took a breath, closed my phone, and finished the work I was doing before replying. "Yes." "When and where?" I finally wrote back. We met at a quiet cafe the next evening. I walked in and saw her sitting there, looking nervous. For a moment, my heart ached. She was still the woman I loved, but I was different now. She smiled softly when I sat down. "Hi," she said almost shyly. I nodded. "Hi." There was a long pause before she spoke. "I needed that time," she said finally. "I thought I was losing myself. I thought if I stepped away, I'd find some clarity. And I did, but I also realized something. I missed you. I missed us." I let her words sink in. 2 months ago, I would have grabbed her hand, begged her come home. But now, I just sat there, calm, grounded. "I'm glad you figured out what you needed," I said carefully. "But you should know, I've been figuring myself out too." She blinked, surprised. "What do you mean?" I looked her in the eye. "These past weeks, I rebuilt myself. I stopped waiting for you to choose me. I chose me. And I need to know, are you coming back because you truly want to work on this? Or because you're lonely now?" Her eyes welled with tears. "I want to work on this," she said, her voice cracking. "I don't want to lose you." For the first time in months, I felt a genuine sense of control over my own life. I didn't give her an answer right away. Instead, I told her we would take things slow, counseling conversations, boundaries. If we were going to rebuild our marriage, it wouldn't be by going back to what we were. It would be by becoming something stronger, healthier, and more honest. Whether our marriage survives or not, I know one thing. I am no longer the man who sat in that living room begging for her to stay. I am the man who faced heartbreak, sat with his pain, rebuilt himself, and came out stronger. And if there's one thing I've learned from all of this, it's that love isn't about clinging to someone who wants space. It's about being strong enough to let them go, and strong enough to grow while they're gone. Whatever happens next, I know I'll be okay, because I've finally figured myself out too.